As within, so without. As above, so below. The universe is you pushed out. There is no one to change but self. These are all concepts that we always heard from the old teachers, from religions, from everyone that got a bit of knowledge about how the universe works. But we always wonder, how do we change when every time we try to change, something holds us back? Something always gets us to be in the old state of being. Don't worry, but before we get into this video, if you are not into all this stuff, then kindly leave. You will be wasting your time as well as mine. So, if you are still here, sit back, relax, because we are about to decipher one of the most important aspects, and that is when you are trying to change, something always will try to hold you back. And if you outsmart this thing, you will outsmart reality. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. The very first thing I want you to know is there are energy vampires. Literally, energy vampires that are sucking all your energy by actually making you feel a certain way. Because when you are operating on a certain frequency, you are giving a certain quality. For example, if you are not stable financially, you will be in a state of fear and scarcity. These two feelings, you will actually be like trying to get out of them, but always they will get you. Why? Because these are one of the two most dangerous feelings that you can ever entertain. Fear is the number one weapon the old you is trying to hold you back with. Because fear is logical. Fear is so logical. You will have all the reasons to be fearful, but no reason to be optimistic. Because when you are optimistic, you are going into the future, the unknown. And we, as humans, we always are trying to stay with the familiar past, even though it might be hard. It might be so toxic, but we love it. Why? Because it's familiar to us. And the unknown, even though it might be good, and it actually is good, we are afraid to go there. So we are living in fear. So how do we do that? How do we actually break away from these old baggage beliefs? There is one thing that you need to do. Know and be conscious that this fear is not you. This is the old you throwing it at you to keep you stuck. And this is one of the most important aspects. When you have this idea that this fear is not all me, no, it is a part of me that I left, and it's trying to get me back. Just like a toxic, relationship. If you are in a toxic relationship, your ex will try to get you back. Even though that ex is abusive, that ex is trash. I don't care what traits that ex got, but that ex will try to bring you back to that relationship that always drained you. So you got to be smart about it and say, oh, I got you. You are throwing that feeling to my energy field in order to get back to you, but I'm not. Then you have power over your own self. You are not letting outside sources dictate your future. You are in control right now, and you are in harmony with the universal order. You are in harmony with the symphony of the universe because you are a note in it, right? So this is one of the things, the fear. So you're now acknowledging that there is a fear here, but it's not mine. So you are not invalidating it, but you are seeing that you are simply choosing that you don't want to feel fear. So you choose to be secure. How will you do that? See the things in your life right now that are making you feeling secure. Maybe you got a house, maybe you got a car, maybe you got a wife, maybe you got a children. You got a lot of children. Be grateful, be secure that you are with them. Nothing is wrong. I'm secure, I'm safe. I don't have to be fearful. Everything is all right. When you are entertaining these things, you are becoming in resonance with similar things. So when you entertain fear, you will be in resonance with similar things that will bring you fear. When you are in resonance with security and feeling like you are good, then you will be resonating by the universal law of resonance with all things visible and invisible that will bring you more security. This is why we tell you that as within, so without, as above, so below. The universe is you pushed out. When you are entertaining these things and you are embodying a state of security, you are literally becoming in resonance with all the similar qualities. So all of a sudden, your luck increases. All of a sudden, your life improves. All of a sudden, all the good things fall into your lap because you did outsmart the old frequency. One of the things that the old you will try to hold you back with is the feeling of scarcity. You are in a mood of scarcity and you don't know how to feel abundant. Look around you, man. You can breathe. You are abundant in that. You can walk. You are abundant in that. Focus on these things because if you don't, then all the visualization, all the meditations, all the scripting, the visualization, the affirmations, all that will be just up to nothing. They won't do anything because this will hold you back, this feeling. So once you break away from the feeling of fear and scarcity, for example, you will have so much power that you will be astonished that you are accelerating so rapidly in life to the desired reality that you always wanted. Because you've been doing good. You've been doing your affirmations, your visualizations, you are meditating, you are grounding yourself. That's perfect. But there is a missing link, and that is getting rid of these old beliefs. These beliefs that have been holding you back, and these beliefs are trying their best to keep you stuck in the old reality. But now you have this idea that, hey, I'm smart now. I know that this is not me. This is the old frequency trying to pull me back to the old reality. But oh, wait a minute. I now know that. So I'm outsmarting this thing, this feeling, these tricks. So now you will have a better, much more harmonious life. I want you for a second to pause the video and digest what I've just told you. You feel that? Amazing, isn't it? The second thing I want you to do is, I want you as much as possible to be persistent in feeling as if your desired reality is already an accomplished fact, to the point that it is so natural to you. You know, Neville Goddard, one of the mystics, one of the people that was so esoteric, and at the same time, he wrote his books and he did his lectures in a way that it is so simple so me and you can understand it. He always talked about something really important, and that is the feeling of naturalness. He said that the speed or the time it takes for your imaginal acts or your inner state of being to be externalized on the outer world comes down to one thing and one thing only: your naturalness, the state of naturalness. If you feel like it is natural to you to have $1,000,000 in cash, you will have it. If it feels natural to you to see a baby blue car, you will see it. If it feels natural to you to climb a ladder, as the exercise he did many years ago, you can climb a ladder. It all comes down to one thing and one thing only. It all comes down to your state of being natural to that state of being, like the naturalness of it. You're not forcing it. You're not seeing it on the pedestal. You're not putting it on the pedestal. You are seeing it as something so natural to you. Like you want to be a businessman. You start to see yourself in your imagination and your inner state of being as something natural to you. It might take some time to convince yourself, but when you really see the world as something being projected out of you, then everything is meaningless unless you put meaning to it. So you have the keys, and I'm talking literally here. You have the keys. You can use your inner state of being to make anything in front of you as normal. So you can make $1,000,000 in cash as a normal thing. You can make an apple a great thing. You can have anything in front of you and put meaning to it. So you are really in control in this manner. You can externalize your inner state of being easily or difficultly. You choose the level of difficulty by your naturalness to that state? Do you feel natural to have such and such? Or you feel like there is a bit of resistance to it? If there is, then there is no problem. You can work on that. You can see where is your deep-rooted belief that is giving you this idea that this is something difficult and you need to suffer in order to get it. Because let me tell you something. There is something in the manifestation community and the self-improvement community that are completely opposite. One of them is telling you that you should be working hard all the time, even though you feel like you are not doing the right thing. And the other point of view is you should do nothing. And let me tell you something. They are both trying to get to the same result. But the thing is, why not mixing both? Mix the idea of doing the inner work, because the outer world cannot change if you don't change the inner being, the inner man. And at the same time, you do what's necessary to get to that point, because let me tell you something, doors will be opening in front of you, and if you don't walk through them, then the opportunity will be going away. And I'm not telling you that this is the only opportunity you will be having, but why not take the opportunity and just go into that door, go through it from the first time? You will save yourself a lot of time, actually. But there is a fine line between doing nothing and going all in, because a mix between both is always necessary. We are living in a world of polarity, and we are trying to find the centering point, which is beyond time and space. If we're talking about a circle, the periphery is the polarities. The center gets you to out of time and space, gets you to the centering point that balances and harmonizes everything in that circle. This is a good analogy to keep in mind. So there is a difference between not doing anything at all, and it works for some people, and going all in and just deteriorate your mental and physical being. Your mental and physical state of being will be deteriorated when you are finished with this thing. When you are going all in and you are not sleeping and you're not doing any of that. I'm against that. I've seen people in their 20s and 30s busting their butts, and in their 40s, all they gained, they spent on their health again. So what's the point? You should be having a bit of balance between not doing anything and doing everything yourself. And this is the beauty of impressing your subconscious mind, because you will be naturally waking up under compulsion to do certain things. You will do certain things that you wouldn't normally do. You will go to certain places. All of a sudden, you got this intuition that, hey, I gotta go to that place. I gotta go to this person. I gotta call this man. I gotta call this woman. And bam, doors are open up to you. Doors are just naturally opening up to you. You'll be astonished of how great life can be. Always treat your mind as if it is your servant, and at the same time, that servant is controlling you, because you are giving it orders, and it's been getting orders for years. And now that mind is in control. So you are giving a new program to that mind so it can externalize this world to you that you always wanted. Just like a projector. Just like a projector, when you go to a movie theater and you are sitting down and you are watching a movie, but you don't like it, you don't actually go and fight with the screen. You go to another hall and you see another movie, because in that projector there is another movie. So you can just remove that movie that you don't like on the outer world, and you put a new movie that you always wanted. So you change your inner state of being. And once that changes, everything changes. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. This is the truth of it. I don't want you to waste your life. Try to find the next big thing, the next best technique. No. If you want all the techniques, you can find them in my ebook, a 26-page ebook. This is why I made it. You got no excuse now. All the techniques that you will ever want is now available. Link in the description box. But even though techniques are good because they are vehicles, but your inner state of being can be just like, you know what? I decided that I am a successful man. And you walk as if you are that successful man. You walk as if you already got what you want. How would you feel? How would you walk? How would you talk? How would you carry yourself? Would you be lazy and lethargic? Or would you be active and enthusiastic? You should ask yourself these questions. These will make you know more about yourself than anything else. When you see something that you don't like on the outside world, it's one of two things. Number one, it's an echo from your old personality trying to get you back. Or, number two, it is a test from the universe to see if you really changed. Not a test in a way that the universe is trying to test you, but just like the echo example. It is just a remnant from the past. Something that got to you in order to see if you really changed and the same situation that made you mad in the past is now making you mad or not. Because if it's making you mad, then you didn't change. This is your indication. So that's it for today's video. I want you to rewatch it because this video will make you realize a lot about yourself and will make you realize that sometimes your thoughts and your feelings are not even yours. They are echoes from the past, trying to get you back to the old personality. So you gotta outsmart that. And once you do, congratulations, reality is yours. The next thing I want you to do is check out this video because it will help you to conceptualize all that I talked about today. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and until next video, I'll see you soon.